Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. God. Mini, mini. Who is mini, mini? Mini. How are you? It's hot in my neck of the woods. How about you? It is hot. See those girl in the mini, mini skirt. Hi, you good? Yes, hello, hello, hello. Are you hearing me? Are you not hearing me? Let me know if you're hearing my voice. Okay, let me inform you from now. It's the mini, mini, mini. But that, how are you, sir? Is it a sir or a ma'am? Not quite sure. Oh, it's kind of hot over here. Really, really hot. Good night, blood. My dad hurt me. Your dad hurt you? What did you do for your dad to hurt you? I'm Miss Foster. Good evening. Ivy, good night. Kind of heaty right here. And let me inform you from now. Thanks for the like, thanks for the share. Let me inform you from now, JK Ahasha. You will hear some sound like sound of the sound, the sound, the sound. It is um it is celebration. Tomorrow it will be independent year. So they are having fireworks and they start from just now. So if you should be hearing that sound coming over to you, it is nothing to worry about. It's the grand celebration started from tonight because tomorrow is the 4th of July. For those that know what the 4th of July brings, it is the 4th of July independent float. It will be activity all round. So you know they started from now because where some of the event will be taking place, they already gather on the spot. Okay, so if you should hear that sound like, you know, cannon going off, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Jana Blazon, I thank you very much for the compliment. Thank you. There are so many people say that. Thanks very much. Yeah, thank you and welcome for joining us this evening. Now we are on so much things is happening in the neck of our woods. What is happening in your neck of the woods there? Safan, I welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. I welcome and I appreciate. Thank you. What is happening in your neck of the woods? There's so many things happening around. Some places being hurricane, some places fire, some places flooding out. So many activity, you know. Welcome again. Thank you very much for loving me. Sometimes these things are scarce, so when you get it, you have to accept and appreciate it. Yeah. So thank you. When somebody said they love you, you appreciate it because sometimes it is hard to find. Let me tell you that sometimes love that you cannot purchase, you cannot borrow it, you cannot give it to, you can't, you know, and sometimes you just can't find that. So I thank you very much, and I love you too. I love you because you are a person. So thank you very much. Just living the day over and over, but just trying to live in the moment. My dear, that is what you have to do. Because each day the sun rises and each evening it sets. So it may hot today and not so hot yesterday, but each day the same routine is done. So live in the moment and give God thanks because many are alive but just cannot live in, can't even live in the moment. You know? Thank you. Can't even live in the moment. Some is living and living in such deplorable way. Some is on their bed of affliction. Some there's so many things. We are living, we need to give God thanks. We are living and we are moving and all are in place. None is displaced. And these are things we give to God thanks. When you go to the simplest of things is like, we take for granted. For instance, you go to the bathroom and you can pass to your waist. That is something to give God thanks for because there are many persons that cannot pass their waist. When you eat and can swallow, nicely and your food can be digested, we give God thanks because there are many persons that have to be fed through a tube. So when you look around you, okay, meet up again. Thank you for coming. Right? Yeah, you have to give God thanks. When you can get up and understand, you can see, you can hear, you can understand what the person said to you, it is enough to give God thanks for. Some bed and when they woke up, bones have been broken because they have a condition called osteomyeloma. Yeah, osteomyeloma. They went to bed good, nice, all frames are in place. And when they woke up the next morning, their bones been broken. Nobody eat them. But because of the condition that they have. And you have osteomyeloma. You have other things in osteo. And lack of nutrient of some things. And some persons try to do correction. Thank you for touching the like button. And Salon, before you go, touch the like button. Thank you very much. Touch the like button as you come in. Give me some like, give me some love, give me some like. I'm getting love on one end, so give me some like on the right hand side. Okay? Yeah. So there are some persons, when you look around you, you have to give God, you have to be extremely, extremely grateful and thankful. God will give his children glorified bodies in heaven. No more pain, sickness, no more sorrow. I know that. You know? But while we are here and while we are still on the earth, things that you go through, and that's why I'm said, when you got up and you can comprehend what the next person said to you, you give God thanks. Thanks, thanks. I'm standing beside a patient, and you could hear the bones breaking as if you set a bamboo root on fire. You hear the cracking, crack. Yeah. And they went to bed okay. And they got up, they can't move their hands, because their bone is broken. All thanks and glory to God. So we don't take things for granted. Never in our life. Do not wake up this morning, in the middle of the night, in the day, and take anything for granted. Don't do it. Because many, 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 they are in a state that you are asked on the question. A question was asked to Jesus and said, why is this child like this? Is it the sin of the mother or the father why this child is like this? Yeah. So you saw some things and you're asking, why? Oh, ah, you know? So when you get up this morning and you can lift up your hand, you can turn around and swing around and listen, give God thanks. Give God thanks. Thank Him for the moment. Yes. So, again, we appreciate you coming. We appreciate you being with me. And of course, give me some love on the thumb that is sticking up as if it is lonely. So we need some love to it. Tonight I just want to welcome each and every one again in a most spectacular manner. I welcome you. For those that have just subscribed, I welcome you and I appreciate you and I thank you for doing so. Thank you very, very much. For those of the supporters that are sticking with me, sticking with the channel, in everything, they can't leave you out. I appreciate you. It's gratitude to you all. Gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm on the road to 1,000, whatever they asked for. And thank you very much. And I hope before the end of this new month. For those that are having birthdays, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And the Lord will bless you. And the Lord keep blessing you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthday because this birthday will not come again. This one is gone. prepare for the next one that is coming. Because this birthday, if you were zero, the next birthday you're going to be one or you're going to be 10. Okay? So it goes. So live in the moment, live this one, and remember from the womb until this time. And let me continue reminding you if you should hear some sounds sounding like a cannon gun, it is America celebration, it is Independence, 4th of July tomorrow. So they start their fireworks at some place, and some place, fireworks is going on. So if you should hear that sound coming through, it is not a cannon going off, it is their celebration. You know? Yes. For those that are having anniversary, happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Reminisce. Remember the time, the laughable time, the time that it seems like you can't make it, you can't go through, but the both of you together build an empire out of your life. So even if that person is not still around or around but not in your life, because things do happen and person keep telling you that they are moving on. So even if they move on and you are not again joined to somebody else, remember the good time and use the bad and covers the good. So if they give if they done 99 bad to you, use the one. Use the one good. Yes. So be happy and be happy for the experience. Because sometimes happen to you, if you were not in it, you wouldn't have your own experience. It would be the testimony and the experience of another person. But you can have your own experience. Persons who said, I am married for 60 years. It was not 60 years of pureness. There always something coming up, but they knew how and they knew where and they work it out nicely. Okay, that they can live their vow. Some persons will let you know that we have never have a disagreement. But we know that disagreements come in so many ways and so many times. Disagreements, but not something that is life threatening. Not something you can't deal with. Right? So, yeah, because anywhere you go, sometime somebody is going to do something unpleasant. Maybe don't say something unpleasant because there are people who respect their people to the maximum. So apparently they will not use loose words or say words to make you feel like, hello. Yeah. But sometimes there are things that came in play that, of course, you have to talk about it. Why not? Yeah. You have to say your likes and your dislikes. But you don't sit and bottle it up. There was this lady who she everyone thought everything was okay. Even herself thought everything was okay. And there was an interview, and she said, the husband said, my wife would never really get upset, and he was really giving it. And she said to him, go and look at the headboard of the bed and count the teeth marks that are there. Because her frustration, she took it out. She said she bit into the board of the bed. So he thought that, oh, all was okie dokie. She went in the room, close herself in the room and cry and cry and bit, sunk her teeth in the bedboard. And only then you understand, oh, she was hurting. I didn't know. Yeah, because she didn't came out and make a ulambalu. She did it the way how she can satisfy herself. Yes. So he was surprised to know all the teeth marks in the bed is the amount of time that you hurt me. And I took it there and planted it in the bed. You know? So sometimes you hurt some things and you say, how it happened, and how, and oh, and oh. This is oh. That is oh. We don't go out in the street and make a ulambalu about it. We took it in silence. We took it on our knees. We took it in tears. Yes, and we did it there. Okay, okay. So that is about the anniversary, the marriage, and the everything that went on. Some persons not married, but and they live, yeah. So that's their thing, and you can't beat them down on that. So, how did you spend your week? We are now in Wednesday, some places in Thursday, and a shout out to those other countries that this live, they won't be live on it now, but they will see it because I am way over their thing. We are not on the time so in the same time zone. Now it's Thursday in some places. Now it's bothering on Friday in some places and things like those. But I welcome and I appreciate you all that support the channel and support me. Thank you very much. Yes. Now we have some very active things around. And I am talking about natural disaster tonight. You know, you may not see my truly Mel here tonight because for those that follows the news and the weather news, Jamaica is hit by the hurricane Beryl. And in such of thing, power is out of the country. And while power is out, then you're going to find the internet interruption right there. So she won't be on tonight. You know? I know she would like to be on, but right about now, it is pounding rain. The hurricane still lingers over the island because it moves not very fast, and when the hurricane do not move fast, it do more damages. The sea and it as Jamaica is seated on the sea coast. So most people, you have the hills and so yeah, and the sea pictures that came to me, the sea has left you. You stand in the road, you will not see the sea yet because we are having sea surges. And when sea surges is in Jamaica, I tell you, as you are looking on the light pole that stand up there, the waves are higher than that. So when it because the sea pull back, so it step back. How much miles step back, and then it so all those waves as way up there. Anything in its part is gone. And people love to, I don't know. I don't know, but to each his own. Persons love to live near to the beaches, near to the sea, on the riverside, on the bank of the river. That's not my cup of tea. because I don't want to wake up under the water. You understand? And Jamaica is full of water. We have many rivers, tributaries, and we are surrounded with the Caribbean Sea. Right? We are. So it's only those, as the scripture said, the wise man built his house upon the rock, and the foolish man built his house upon the sand. People who live in the plain, and most time we speak about Bible, and I love to use wording from the scripture because it have been written there many, many decades ago. And although they pull and fix, put in and take out, throw away and throw in, there are some wording that are there permanently. It do not remove. Even if they try to down whatever with it, it remains, and the understanding of it and the meaning of it remains the same. Human should not live on the plain. And right now I don't remember, but if I go searching, I'll find it. It is mentioned in the scripture. You should farm the plain and live on the rock, meaning you live on the hill. Because when disaster like this, whether it be river or what, it will swept away the plants, but you will be safe on the hill. So we shouldn't, but we turn it around and we put the cart in front of the horse. Most of us love to live actually on the water. Now, these guys don't give you any warning. A river will be in speed, it's not giving you a warning because it will start all the way up many miles away. And when it is coming through, everything in its part is gone. Don't care who you are, king, queen, or princesses. It's gone. So we should live a way that we are not affected by the water. Now, where the hurricane is concerned, we cannot escape that one much because once it engulfs and depends on the direction that it travels, you're going to get a sure hit, and it's going to be uprooting, overturn, and it's doing everything in its part. And we are talking about natural disaster. Now, there are some times, and I'm actually going to be hitting on Jamaica in some way. This evening, when I look at the news here, hurricane have battered the Windward Island, the Windward, and the Caribbean. The St. Vincent and the Grenadine, they got a good battering. And you look at the footage, I think in the Grenadine, they see 6 have lost their life, and you can brace yourself to hear that more lives has been lost. And it took from there, and it's edit, and it's do all its hitting and damaging and bruising and hurting, and it's direct in line to Jamaica, where it does reach. So right about now, the island is under severe pressure. Severe pressure. power lines are down. And believe me, when things like these are happening on the island, the technicians and all the shans cannot move to do any fixing like that. Sometimes they have to wait until the water, because guess what? You're getting the river, you're getting the sea, you're getting the breeze. You understand? So sometimes where the problem is, they can't reach there immediately because you're having landslide, you're having trees down, you're having everything. Just about, think about it, everything. I lost my some dates that I remember about. Now Jamaica is always getting some hits. We have the great Port Royal. Port Royal in Jamaica, this little city, and they said it was the wickedest city. All think about it, it was there. The cartels name it, it's there. And this is across the city of Kingston in Jamaica. And they went on with all of their things that they think they had all the power and the glory to do. Until one day, one final day, which was in 1692. And an earthquake, this is Port Royal in Kingston, an earthquake. Don't play with the Almighty. Don't play with nature. We can only do until we have came to our full stop, comma, semicolon, and everything in one. We can only do with our do until we get to that place. Enough is enough. You have done so much. And that brought me back to think of when Saddam destroyed. When I see these things and I read the history of these things, it put me right back to say this was how the people were living in those days. Nobody listened. No, everybody have a army. Everybody have the power. Everybody, nature won't ask you any question. It just took out its fury when it's ready. And so the earthquake occurred in 1692 with a portion of the town right now is under water. It's under the sea with all their goals and their everything, all the trading that was going on there, all the money, all the this, all the everything. Hence you have a giddy house. It is called a giddy house because that part of the house, a part went down and just one part is left out. And all visitors that have gone to Jamaica and gone over to Port Royal, you heard they say, because they say when you're walking in there, it's not a surface that you can walk across or, in any way of horizontal or whatever. You are, the way it is been tilt, it's like you're going, and people always say they get giddy, so they call it the giddy house. That is what is left of that city. With that sticking up. You went to Port Royal, you will see all the cannons there. The things that they say was happening in that. From the matter of fact, they said it was the wickedest city. Just imagine. You don't have to think of anything more. Everything that was outlaw, unruly, was done there. Until that final time, that city went under. And of course, it is adjoined with Kingston. Then in 1907, a next earthquake struck. This is Jamaica. This is Jamaica West Indies. A next earthquake struck the capital of Kingston and moving out 1,000 persons. Jamaica. Most people, if you talk with them, they say Jamaica is a righteous country. Because you can stay from one church and call somebody at the other church. It's one of the islands that carries the most churches. Believe me. Just in one little area, how much churches is there? And they're always saying, God not going to destroy us, man, because Jamaica is a God-fearing country. Everywhere is. Because everywhere people lives there. And we claim the power and we are claiming the glory. So each time you look on and when they do their thing, they said, oh, God won't destroy us. Where did you hear that before? There was a nation that was chosen. And when they do all the things, and when God decides to, hello, they go praying. And they ask for forgiveness. But this was what they used to do. They pull their clothing and they rip the clothing to show penitent and showing how they're sorry for their sin and what they are doing. Hence the passage of scripture, it was written, rend your heart and not your garment. It's not your garment doing the wrongs. It's you. It is all coagulate here. And you push it out. Huh? And what did God do to those people? At one time they're praying and there were no answer. God locked off from them. Too much of you. So let us not really look and say, well then, this won't happen. Because in the first place, we interfere with nature. We would have gone through and we hewn down all the trees. The land in itself cannot breathe. The things we do to nature. We try to build and to do things that it's against everything. You have in Jamaica, you have the most limestone there. Yeah. You have the aqueduct, which everywhere, that water on the earth, it is called the aqueduct. And they are drilling in the rivers, they would have cleaned out every sand. Because sand shipped from Jamaica to other countries, even this country. Sun, mall, and these things because they're good. And we have the rivers, and they mine the river and they push the river from where it's supposed to be. And when the river gets upset, it just came back and took its position. Hi, Tommy. How are you? I am from the island of Jamaica. Thank you. Jamaica West Indies for not Jamaica. That is, where is the next Jamaica up here? It is in Miami, somewhere up here. I'm from Jamaica West Indies. Yeah. So, and we are talking about natural disaster. And we are talking about natural disaster that also rock the island of Jamaica. And so he turned, he didn't listen to them. But we, the human that are on the earth, we do not respect nature. We do so many things to destroy nature. Oh, you're from Trinidad. Um, oh, that was Saint Vincent. You didn't have any experience of the hurricane. That's Hurricane Beryl. No, I don't see where it touched Trinidad. Saint Vincent and the Grenadine and that coming along. Okay. Thanks for you to be here. My daughter used to be in Trinidad doing school exam marking. Yeah. Thanks for it, Ben. Welcome you and keep coming. Yes. Yeah. So as it is now, Jamaica is under such severe pressure right now. You understand? So I'm just talking about the natural disasters that took place. So in Kingston that happened, right? And that earthquake really rocked. So one after the other that rocks the island. Um, and coming down, the same Port Royal, a loss of so many people in that earthquake. I know 2,000 persons died as a result. After all of this sort of disaster came, the earthquake, an outbreak of yellow fever took over, and 2,000 persons passed away with that. That was in these years that we were not born yet. I was not born. I sure most you on the watching me was not born as yet. You understand? So these, and you have earthquake follows behind. In 1993, January 13 was the most significant record of 1957 um, houses. There was once in same Jamaica, there was once um, what they call it. I don't remember the year that this one took place. But if I can check back because I know how old I was that time. I was about 5 years old when it happened. And one of the main and the major river The dengue. Oh, but you know the new sickness, the dengue. Yeah, dengue is around and always been around. Sometimes they say they get rid of it, another time. So I don't know, because, but I know. In Jamaica, same Jamaica, there was once a river, and it is one of the main river. It runs from the east to the west or the west to the east, but that's the only river that travels that way. And in some times ago, as I say before, people love to live close to the water. I don't believe in it. Yes, my dear, mosquito, miss mosquito, mosquito. Mosquito and mosquitoes. I know. Eh? And one, the people, just again, oh, they interfered with nature. Oh, sorry to hear that. Your friend died from that. We had to keep safe, and most of the places have a lot of wastewater and the bushes. And if you don't cut the bush, that light can go through, because mosquitoes is breed where the damped the water is. That's where they lay their eggs, and they will lay their eggs in the dry time. And when the rain fall, water settle, the eggs hatches, and up came the mosquitoes. Right? And I want to tell you, there was one time that they took some mosquitoes and took to Jamaica. Boxes of them. I don't know how they get them, but they do manage. Yes, and we have this river in the east of the island, and that river flood the entire um, community. It's a big community, a big district, and flooded, remove houses, remove lives, remove. And they said, persons usually go and preaching and say it is going to be a disaster in this area, in this town. And nobody took it serious, because Jamaica is a dramatic, we are dramatic. The things we will say, that we make fun of everything, right? We use it for a fun thing. I'll take it very serious. And of course, a relative of my people was saved by a 6-year-old child, because when the rain started, and she was watching the river, and she would not go in, and even when they're saying she was to remove from the door, she insists on staying there. And she keeps saying to them, the river coming, the river coming. And you see, one of the time when they look out, when the child said, the river took the kitchen, they had an outside kitchen. When they look, the man, the husband, the father of that child could just took those two, one on his back, one in his arm, and held the mother of them. They couldn't even pick up a piece of paper. And before they knew it, as they stepped away from when they turned around and looked, there was no house. The house removed, is like you couldn't even find the spot where that house was sitting. And a lot of persons were swept away with that river. And that was one, as a little girl, that I know about that time when because we from that we are not living in close to that district, but people actually walk miles. People came to our place to be housed. They lost everything. Everything. You have person were trying to get people across the it's like it was like about 20 river in one. And when I'm saying the river went off, it stretched so wide that so many persons were swept away. Houses and everything were swept away. Animal, name it. Nothing safe out of that. And it is called the Bath disaster because the place name is Bath, where you find the bath fountain, the hot and the cold water coming out of the rock. Yes, that place was swept away before. So most of the time persons are behaving as if, you know, the powers are theirs, you know? Yeah. But disaster and sometimes where persons choose to have to live, make their houses and live. Not safe. Because if the river used to be here 100 years ago, 101 years it is taking back its course. Because that was where it used to be. It's going to come back. So even if you went there and live and say, well then, I heard that the river was here, but it's a long time ago. That river gone nowhere. What it do, it's underground. But it's going to surface one day. It's going to come back and took its course. And so our island been battered that way. Sometimes ago, then we fast forward and jump ahead right now. We have the great Honorable Gilbert. And Gilbert struck September 1988 at 185 miles per hour. And surprising thing, Gilbert did not came out of the Gulf. Gilbert came off the West Africa course. And Gilbert hovered around trying to find himself for 5 days before it do a formation. And when Gilbert formed, Gilbert decided that I'm going to give Jamaica a visit. And that he did. On the 12th of September, 1988, the first time I am witnessing a hurricane. Yes. And if it did not demolition, if it did not do that to Jamaica, it didn't do anything. Road, trees, houses, persons. It devastated until this day. Some part of Jamaica has not recovered. Bridges has not been fixed, has not been erected where Gilbert has removed bridges. Till this day, there's some part of Jamaica that have not been repaired because of Gilbert. And little storm storm and came after that, and within that we have hurricane again, we have earthquake, and we have the heat follows, very hot. Sometimes heat sounds feels like it's unbearable, but and in Gilbert, the rain fell from the tent after the hurricane. There was rain before and within the hurricane. And after the hurricane leave the island, rain fell from the 10th of to the 14th. Rain been falling. The hurricane was the 12th. Rain was falling before, and we have the lashes of rain right up. And after Gilbert walked away, we still have rain. Yeah. These are some of the disaster in Jamaica. We have disaster like bushfire, where the pine, or just that down in California, where sometimes you see fire been going on. And these are natural disaster. Hurricane, earthquake, and things like those, they are natural disaster. The weather persons can track the hurricane, they cannot track the earthquake because that one gives no warning. You can only read it on the Richter scale after or within the time, but that one gives no warning. And in the past months, Jamaica were having like 2 to 3 earthquake, one behind the other. And so, and then after that, we have a jump within. We did have Sandy, but Sandy was not like, it was just the tail end we get from Sandy. And then after that, we have the what's the name of this one here? We have that one who Ivan. Ivan now was even bigger than the island. We got the Autobahn, and the Autobahn, if that hurricane had set foot on the island, until now we wouldn't have an island. And that one was on the sea, and we get the outer band of it. And the outer band, how destructive it was, just tell you, that one couldn't touch land. Because if that one touches land, then our island would be swept away. Till now they couldn't be, because the trail of destruction that it left behind. So, and on one side of the world, it's water. And on the next side, it's burning with fire. And all of this, because fire is not that it must be lit by some persons. You have the stones. We have stones in Jamaica. As go together, it ignites. So there are some places that you may say, well, then persons lit this place. Sometimes no. It is done by the flamestone. Yes. And now we are faced with Beryl. And Beryl also have not formed from the Gulf Coast, um, from the Gulf. Beryl was not formed from the Gulf. Beryl formed from the Atlantic Ocean. So most of these hurricanes that came out, you say, well, they are coming from the Gulf. But when they came out and did their thing, they returned to the Gulf. Because when Beryl is finished, she's going straight to the Gulf to have some rest. I hope. So here is Beryl now. Sweep all of the windward. And of course, Jamaica was no miss. She hit Jamaica just like that. And it's from Ivan, which done some times ago. We haven't got any hurricane, but here again is Beryl that have shook the island again. There wasn't, according to the news, most of it was on the sea. So, according to the news, I have to say, like the high did not make a landfall. But guess what? It was a big hurricane. And luckily, it did not enter the country as a category 5. It cut down to a category 4. And category 4 is just as a powerful wind as the category 5. So here we are on the morning, morning, and morning. Water, light, internet, everything is a chaos right now. I haven't heard of any death yet, but everywhere is under the pressure of Beryl. Beryl didn't spare anything. And Beryl travels in the same path that Gilbert have walked. Gilbert have made a full landfall. At Beryl, they are still, you know, with it because most of the eye is on the sea. Hence, we are having the surges, and the surges is as much dangerous because when it pushed out, it took in the houses that it can pull. It have houses that it smash it. Yeah, I heard that zinc has been flown from houses, and because of the hurricane, most person started to slab their house top. So it's concrete on top. But even, yeah, the breeze won't took away the zinc. Took away the concrete, but the zinc, but the most of the time when the hurricane blow, earthquake always follows behind. So here we are with some natural disaster taking place. Over in the next part of the world, there is fire uncontrollable. And next part where you look, it's flooding. And the flood and the flood and the flood water. You understand? So there is natural disaster And when nature push out and doing its thing, but no, in Jamaica, they drama, everything is dramatized. And you imagine when they heard, because when they heard about Gilbert, a lot of people didn't believe, because most of the time the hurricane is out and they said, it's been traveling, maybe it's going to come to Jamaica, and of course it died out, or it shift to other places. And many times hurricane come in, and when the weather center read out, the hurricane shift to other places. So it is always that when you hear it say, "It not coming, man. God is gonna spare us. It's not coming. It's not coming." So they dramatize everything. When Gilbert Loving Dear sing a song that until now, I can't play that song because YouTube will throw a copyright right in my hand. And him sing the song and say, while Gilbert. And the song went on. He says, "So the house stop take off like flying saucer." When Gilbert, you could stay from one parish and look into another parish. Trees are down, house tops are gone. However expensive they were lift off. Did they have hurricane strapping on? Some do. But wind, how powerful it is. In this one, there is this man who pull a caution tape across his gate and threaten Mirel that Mirel cannot come. Not Mirel, Beryl. You saw the people themselves stand up with stone, waiting that Beryl come around the corner, man. Jamaican, Jamaican, they, they drama everything. Nothing serious. They are laughing and laughing and they are dramaing the things them. You know? So even when in the eyes of serious, when you should be serious, someone coming up doing something that you are forgetting, and even when the houses are dug out of the earth, because don't think the concrete house stand much chances anyhow, they push them out. Yes. And remember, we are on the coastline. We are right on the coastline. And again, remember, the east of the island sits right on the hurricane belt. So if the hurricane even pop the eyelid, if it's even water we are getting, because we are sitting right on the hurricane belt, right up in the corner where the lighthouse, that eastern lighthouse in Portland is. So all of the east right into Portland there, the eastern part, is always going to get it. Always, always, always. So yes, this is what is going on the island tonight. Houses are without power unless they have their delcos. Houses are without Wi-Fi and just about everything. Well, luckily, Jamaicans, they will buy their food and stock it up. If it's even to eat sardine and bread, they have it. So they have something to tie them over until the stores are open again. Now we are going to be in a food crisis because all the crops been destroyed. and the shops are sold out. So you have to wait until when they open somewhere, because Jamaica import goods that we can farm and we farm. They import goods. You understand? So this is what is happening in that end of the world, while on the other end, they are trying to pick up their pieces and to move on, which is going to be hard because, like in the Grenadine now, it's going to be hard. So, the government have something on their hands to do. And if any one of you that have persons there and you can make your little purse or packages to send there to help, you're not gonna send in a person, because you have to put into the basket that it's share for everybody. You can make your little donation, because for the persons who know what this disaster is like, they know it's no pretty and it's no easy thing. Right? You suffers, maybe all your bed been gone. You may not have a bed. Documents, that's why we said in the preparation, get all your important documents, even those that you may deem not important. Put your documents up in a nice plastic case and know where they are. At all times, be prepared. Buy your lantern. Don't matter how long it takes, one day you're going to use it. Because of course the hurricane land in day, but sometimes it comes in the night. And power is now out. You would have your little lantern. You have your match. Some persons would say candle. I rule out candle for many reasons. You have your water. Ensure you have clean drinking water, because at this time you can get anything. You can pick up any bacteria. So you ensure you have your clean drinking water. And you don't prepare those things while the hurricane is upon you. You prepare them before the hurricane came. For those that use kerosene oil, and they used to have some lamp which still existed, and it is the shade of the lamp is home sweet home. Remember those lamps. Get some. Because if the power took a time to turn to get back to you, you will still have light. And those lamps you buy the kerosene oil and put in a wick and a shade, and you're good to go. Looking on one side of the dark, oh yes. The only thing may save is like persons underground crops. Yeah, will, but um um anything that is above ground, those get it. Pumpkin, melon, name it. The pumpkins get battered, the melon get battered, so they can't come to fitness to eat, so everything will be battered. Coconut, plantain, banana, above ground. Mangoes, everything will be shaken off the tree. Pear, avocado, everything will be shaken off the tree. Oranges, yes. So this is where, after Miss Beryl I've walked through the island as she does with the others, and she took her leave and going to the Gulf, apparently to do her calculation, how much work she have done, how she accomplished them. The people will be there to find food. So our cultivation has been destroyed, been battered, been, some of the things cannot be used because they are blight. You call that the blight. Young mango and tree, that can eat. All of those things. Akis, all of the above things, them. Permanent crops, breadfruit, they're all off the tree. And these things is not something that you can put up to store unless you're going to roast them and store them. Now, you don't have a refrigerator because there is no power. So you can roast them and put them down and see what happen. And see what happen. How much mangoes can you pick up and put down to steam? So you will have to be eating mangoes, breadfruit, avocado, all of those staples that are on top of the earth. Right? So it is important for you to prepare for these disasters because the warning they are sending you is, and I have a quiz to give. You may not answer it but if you know, you can write it there. There are two things that give a sign that the hurricane, yes, is coming to the island. Because you can hear about the hurricane and it take a different direction out. But there is two things that you watch those two things and you can say, okay, yes, this one not turning back. It's coming. And you may not know, but I'm going to tell you. There is a tree that you call the trumpet tree. It grows high up in the air. The back of the trumpet leaves, the leaves are big. The back of the trumpet leaf is white. The trumpet leaves, as we know, our leaf will sit on the tree. The trumpet leaf almost want to look like a pumpkin leaf or one of those squash big leaf, but in different texture. If that trumpet tree leaf remain as it is, we are not getting the hurricane. It it's either downsize or it turn back. If the trumpet leaf turn over and the back is on top, because the under it is white, the part that is supposed to be on top is green, green, green. And if you look for a trumpet tree and look at it, and once you see the leaves turn over like this, that's a sign that the hurricane is coming. And that's not a stupid sign, let me tell you. Yeah. The next sign is if you rear chickens, and I'm not talking about the kubop chicken them, the white chicken them, because those from them hatch they are in coop. Them not have the privilege of being outside. We call them the person call them the common fowl. I don't know if there are other names for them. When we were raising them, they are not cooped up. So they are free to roam the place because we did have a lot of space for that. And they slept on trees. So they will fly up on the trees because they like to be on height. Their sleeping is on height. Why they slept in the tree? They from predators, not to interfere with them. So they slept like they are in a hammock on height. And if those chicken do not go on roost, they come roost. Here is where they go. If you don't see them flying on any trees, that tells you the hurricane is coming. That's one of the two signs. Person talk about the ant, but you can't use the ant for hurricane because the ant is always gathering their meal, storing them away. Because when the hurricane or the rain or anything, you will never find an ant out. They're all secured where they are. But those two things, the chicken will never fly up to go on the roost because the tree that they are sleeping in, or whatever you make, if you make something for them to fly in, they are going to come down and make their bed on the low. They are not going to be in the height. And these are animals, see? Those are birds. But you can learn from them. And these are what people used to learn, use, and know, yes, we are getting a disaster. If you are at a place and the young crabs are moving to higher ground, yes, we are getting a disaster. You may not know what, but the crabs is always river, is the water. And you'll see all the young crabs moving. In what 2029 or what? I don't remember what year now, but when the tsunami, I think it was in Germany, when that tsunami, people witness the crabs, the young crabs, moving to higher ground. And they're in a line, one by one, going to higher grounds. The disaster in Bath, the river, persons witnessed the crabs for days. All the young crabs moving to higher grounds. Because, of course, they are not supposed to wash away. So they are seeking safety in different places. If sometimes human beings do that, we would be safe. So much lives wouldn't be lost. But we took it for the joke. You know, we took it like, hello, it's nothing. It's all good. While the animal, the bird, whichever creature you said, they took it and know that this is no joking time. This is time to find safety at a different spot. So they will uproot and they are gone. That's why I said, the very scripture tell you, the wise man built his house upon the rock, and the foolish man built his house upon the sand. The rain came and pelted and took the houses away. Natural disaster, there's nothing we can do about it. You cannot soothe it. You cannot take it before the court and said, you have destroyed, you have taken my car. What? You can't do that. You have to just sit and watch natural disaster did its job. And you have to just take it. So no person who are gang leaders can gang up unnatural disaster. I have seen I've seen a clippings where where the person have the gun shooting at the hurricane, not real, it's not something real, and telling him, don't come here, don't come here. You know that what we do with women and us. And Jamaicans dramatize everything. You're looking at it, you have to laugh. No seriousness. They just dramatize everything, you know? And they have, you imagine this is a breeze. This is wind, this is breeze. But for the dramatic behavior of it, persons come out with stone and ready. So if you ever come now, come. That's Jamaicans. That is Jamaicans. They dramatize the worst of the thing when it should be serious. No, they put a smile. They do the things you have to laugh. You honestly have to laugh because it's not that they don't know, but because this is drama. So they do these things. So this is what is happening right now. Persons need your prayer. They said prayers and potato. So if you can help one or two persons from these affected areas, please do so. If you can put into, if they are collecting, like if they are collecting up things for the country to help each and every one, and you can put something there, don't be afraid. Help someone. Help a person. If it's even one family, one person, help somebody. With your prayers and potato. So you can't give them just prayers. Give them something to eat as well, because prayers cannot be eaten. The provision have to be made. Okay? So while you pray, you can donate to them. Donate to them. If you can buy someone some, help them with food or so, because I am sure some has been left without clothing in these places. And I am not talking just Jamaica, but I am talking about all the affected places. Because when it left Jamaica, it is going to whatever the place is, the place name, it is going right on the Cayman. It's shading, it's shade of Cuba and all these places. So not direct it to them, but and water, the rain, the rain, the rain, the rain, the rain. And we are in the month of what? July, yeah? So these are some of the things that is happening. And if it is not in your neck of the woods, just reach out and find out where you can donate something to someone in time of disaster. And don't be afraid to donate to these people, that they can get their life back in order and they can be up and running. If you can donate to the farmers that their crop have been destroyed, such as grains or thing like that, yes. You have pumpkin seed, you have melon seed, you have all of these things. So sometimes it's not naturally clothing and so, but we have to look out for the persons that are doing their cultivating, that they plant things, and sometimes their crop has been miserably destroyed, and they have to start all over again. So help someone in their time of desperation, in the time of need. Help someone. Yes. If you know, you can just call, even to call and said, what is happening? How can I help? What can I do? You understand? So yes, please. And let them stay in your prayers as we go along. Because at sometimes, some way, we are going to need help of someone. It said, no man is an island, no man stands alone. Each man is their brother, each man has their own. Right? So in these times, we reached out, reached out to someone, and some will be home and can't work for a little while because their things have been destroyed. Okay? So at this time, think of these countries, and as I am saying, many other things are happening. Just look across your neighbor. Sometimes something is happening there. And where you can help, don't have a delay in doing so. Give your help. Give your help. At this time, I will be ending the live at this time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. And I am sure it is raining all around us. It's raining. It is raining, and they're going to have rain for a good time. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And as we prepared for another day, we don't know where again. And right behind this hurricane, there is a next one that is up, but still not decided its mind where to go, how to go, what to do, and where to do. Right? So this from now into December is hurricane. It's going to be hurricane, 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 storm, and things like that. So we have to prepare for this one. So thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, and good night, good morning, good afternoon, goodbye. Thank you. God bless.